Good evening, everyone, guys. We are starting the session in the next 5 minutes. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, all.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, guys. Good evening, all. Everyone also on the YouTube. Snehal, good evening. Patel, good evening. Guys, we are waiting for the next 5 minutes and we'll be starting the session soon. Heartiest good evening to all of you who are watching me on YouTube live as well as Zoom. Good evening, Saurabh ji. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, C.A. Shweta. सौरभ जी आपका माइक ऑन है. गुड इवनिंग सी.ए. श्वेता जी, कैसे हैं आप? ऑल गुड, ऑल गुड. यस, गुड इवनिंग वैष्णवी, काजल, मानसी, सोनाली, गुड इवनिंग. सृष्टि, गुड इवनिंग. किमाया, yes, Riya. Those who are just now on the live YouTube as well as Zoom, let me remind you guys, we are starting the session in the next 5 minutes. We'll be starting sharp at 6:15 and proposedly we'll be continuing this session for at least 2 hours. Yes, good evening, Akash. आईफोन नाम से किसने ज्वाइन किया गाइस? आईफोन ऑन द जूम. ओ माँ कसम, सीनियर सिटीजन क्रैश कोर्स जैसा चाहिए. क्या बात है. अरे यार, बेचारे मेरे बच्चे कब से वेट कर रहे हैं. ठीक है, थोड़ा फास्ट कर लेंगे, बट इट वाज सो गुड दैट यू ज्वाइन.
Thank you.
Yes guys, last 2 minutes. We'll be starting the session in 2 minutes now. Yes, good evening, Akash, Kaveri, Geeta. Yes, good evening all of you. Okay, I hope I am audible to all of you now. About to start. Audible to all of you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So on the YouTube guys, there may be a little bit of lag. Okay. So just bear, maybe just a 5 second I can see that on my screen, that around, there may be a lag of around 5 to 6 seconds. That will be the lag time, but not more than that. That is what I can see right now. Okay. So heartiest good evening to all of you. I hope all of you must have seen the union budget today. How many of you saw the budget speech? When I say budget, means the budget speech by the honorable finance minister. How many of you saw it live? जिन्होंने देखा? How many of you saw it live? Okay. Okay. Very good. A lot of you have seen it, यार. क्या बात है? मतलब seriously. अच्छा. Question number 2, very very important. Did you understand something, guys? Did you all understand something?
Yes, sir.
Shabash. Okay. So what we are gonna do today is we are gonna pick up each area by area, and then we are gonna talk about the amendments or the changes whatever has been proposed. But before that what we start, let me also remind you that these are budget proposals. These budget proposals are right now laid before the parliament. Okay, so whatever she has spoken today, okay, whatever ma'am has spoken today still have not become a law. Is that very very clear, guys? It has not become a law. It has to be passed by the parliament, has to get the assent of the president, and then it becomes a law. So today whatever she has spoken, we will call it as budget proposals. Now coming to the fine print of the budget, technically rather than the highlights of the budget, we chartered accountants are always interested on the fine print. So guys, I have the fine print and the budget speech both for you. Okay, anybody even interested to get the copy, you can just let me know after the session. I can forward you this. Okay, मतलब मैम ने जो स्पीच बोला था, I guess if you must have noted, she was using a tab. She was using a tab. Did you notice that मैम टैब यूज कर रहे थे और टैब के ऊपर से she was reading a pointer. So whatever pointers she was reading is also a part of public domain. Okay, so this is what is the pointer what she was reading. This is the live speech of what she was reading, and then what happens, when she was reading, normally what happens, we keep on noting it down. I guess you must have also done it today, just to remember, whatever she is saying. We have a practice of noting it down. But remember, the whole copy of whatever she spoke from 11 a.m. to 12:30 is there here with me, including the annexures. Even if you remember in the budget speech, she mentioned about annexures. So even annexures are there in this. So here अपने को एक advantage क्या होता है, when we analyze the whole speech once again, and this is the written speech. So by analyzing the written speech one by one, we'll come to know what area she covered, how she covered, what all she covered, what all she missed. Okay, so that is 1. 2, and this document is around what, 40 pages, guys. Okay, this document is around 40 pages. Second is the fine print of the budget. Okay, that is, one second, the fine print. The fine print of the budget is around what, maybe say 284 pages if I'm not wrong. Let me just check out if I've downloaded that for you as well, because I guess we need to discuss on the yeah, this is here. See here, this is called as the Finance Bill 2022, and I guess, yes, I was right, it is 284 pages, है ना? So this is 284 pages. Now आप बोलोगे सर आज क्या 284 pages पढ़ाने वाले हो क्या? No, obviously not possible, because what are we gonna take up today is that we are gonna understand the fundamental part of the budget, what it will do for the economy, the changes which will affect the common man. That's all. Because if we go into the technicality, 2 hours kya, 20 hours bhi kam padega. And as I guess Urvashi said in the beginning, please keep it like a crash course, don't elongate it. So we cannot go to the each and every amendment, touch it, otherwise it becomes a syllabus then, 300 pages, right? And obviously that is not even useful for every common man. Whatever is useful to all of us, we are gonna stick to that. So guys, we have the budget speech also, we have the finance bill also, and we have heard her also. Now in तीनों को साथ में रख के, we have to give an analysis on what what has been foreseen today in this budget speech. Okay, so all of you are ready? All of you ready? Okay. My YouTube viewers are little bit later, वो थोड़ा सा लेट चलेंगे, तो उनकी रिप्लाई के लिए हमें थोड़ा रुकना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि वो लाइव स्ट्रीम है और लाइव स्ट्रीम यूट्यूब हमेशा थोड़ा लैग करता है. सो या, सो ऑल माय यूट्यूब व्यूअर्स रेडी? Okay, so here that was the whole introduction what I gave. Now coming to each and every topic, post budget, one question is very much common, right? And that common question is, sir, how was the budget? Okay, and then there were a lot of memes also today, after the budget. Certain memes I also got, है ना, कुछ forwards मुझे भी आए, अलग अलग लैंग्वेज में मीम बने हुए हैं, है ना. लोगों ने काफ़ी, किसी ने मजाक भी उड़ाया है ना. एनीबडी हैज गॉट सम डायलॉग्स, मीम्स? एनीवन?
So I got one which was like, it is good for the poor class and the higher class, nothing for the middle class, because the higher class fund the politicians and poor class vote for them.
Absolutely, क्या बात है. So you got one. Okay, anybody else who got? Amar?
Dear taxpayers, thanks for your contribution.
Thanks for your contribution in terms of what? Watching the budget speech?
No, yeah, just in paying the tax.
Oh, very good, great. So that was one more meme. Okay, so guys, yes, you are absolutely correct. And guys, if you all want me to sum up the budget, to be very honest, my opinion on this budget would be that it is a really, really populist budget. I repeat, this is really a populist budget. Where I say, I'm gonna, एक होता है कि you make people immediately happy, है ना. ध्यान से सुनना. There is one criteria where you make people immediately happy. You give them something in their kitty, and I guess since there were 5 state elections which are coming up, I repeat, there are 5 state elections which are coming up. We could have, we could have dreamt of a better budget, but I believe what has happened is that technically they are not left to give something. मतलब उनके पास कुछ देने के लिए बचा नहीं है, and that's the reason, guys, I was so surprised. There was absolutely nothing on the direct tax side. Yes, I guess Urvashi wants to add something. Yeah, Urvashi. No? Okay.
Yeah, so on the direct tax, you're right, you rightly said. there was nothing added, but there was something which was NPS related.
I'll tell you.
Maybe
Yeah,
you heard
national
that. Yeah.
pension scheme.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, since first question to me is on the national pension scheme, let me tell you. See, NPS, national pension scheme, covers everybody. Okay, it covers all strata of the population. Now what had happened is the national pension scheme ke features for central government employee and for state government employee were different. There was a difference in that. Okay, so a scheme for a central government employee was different and a scheme for a state government employee was different. However, in the whole tax laws, whenever you go through the whole tax laws, guys, you must have many of you have learned taxation from me as well, so you must have known that provisions of pension, gratuity, leave encashment, government employees are always treated at par, let it be the central government or let it be the state government. However, in the NPS, there was a difference between the state government employee and the central government employee in the features of the scheme. What this budget has proposed is that now the central government and the state government employee will get the same category benefits under national pension scheme. So that is what she meant by talking on NPS. I hope the doubt is clear.
So there was one exemption for us as well, that over and above ATC, that is 1,50,000. If we invest 50,000 in
it continues. It continues. It continues. There is no change.
It continues, but there is no additional benefit.
No additional benefit. No additional benefit. Absolutely. If you see, to be honest, if you ask for me कि हमें क्या मिला है, तो मैं ये बोलूँगा कि हमें एक सपना मिला है जो सपना 25 years के बाद होगा. If practically, if you ask me, okay, मतलब okay, if I want to talk some goody things, okay, it's okay. मतलब I will turn India into a better country in the next 25 years. That's okay. But guys, dreaming for the 25 years and actually talking on the budget day only of the next 25 years and not talking about the present is gonna really hurt the normal citizens. Are you getting? But before that, let me also tell you, when I say this statement, I also have to tell you that most of the citizens before the budget, or most of the budget experts, what we call them as, never had any expectations of the budget except a few changes here and there. क्या expectation था हमारा? Expectation number 1, there is a reduction in the tax rates whenever the taxpayer opts for the new scheme under section 115 BAC. That was one expectation, completely untouched and ignored in the budget speech as well as in the fine print. To the second expectation and the biggest expectation, since last 3 years, CA Institute is recommending to increase the overall limit of ATC, which just now Urvashi mentioned, of 1,50,000 deduction to around 3 lakh rupees. This is a recommendation which is going from the institute's side since long time, but then it was again unheard and completely unheard, completely ignored. And I believe that it's high time that government starts looking out for present benefits, because guys, मैं ये बोलूँ do you want 100 rupee today, or maybe you want 100 rupee 25 years later? I'll always say I'll want 100 rupee today. So I guess more of the focus should have been on the present rather than on the future. Coming to the certain important things whatever she mentioned. ठीक है, अब ये हो गया ओवरऑल व्यू. बट देन ऐसा नहीं है कि कुछ भी नहीं था ना. देयर आर सर्टन थिंग्स विच वर रियली ब्यूटीफुल. फॉर एन एग्जांपल, let me start with the finance sector, because I am a finance guy. I'm not going to talk on agriculture next, and I'm sure you are not here even to listen on agriculture. Okay, so let's talk on the financial sector. On the financial sector, what will be the impact? So here I have the first very important point to make, which is they are now linking. Now they're linking 1.5 lakh post offices. I don't know whether you must have heard this in the budget speech. They are going to link 1.5 lakh post offices to electronic digital platform, and that 1,50,000 post offices will have ATM services, etc., all kind of digital banking, and plus there will be interoperability. I use the word interoperability between the banks and the post office. How many of you have heard this? आपने ये सुना है ये point?
Yes, I heard that.
Okay, you heard this in the budget speech. Okay, great. I guess Shubham, Urja, yeah, many of you are saying that yes, you all have heard it. Let me just wait for more 5 seconds for the replies on the YouTubes. Yes, there also many of you must have heard it. I believe that was one of the very populist thing and which was absolutely needed. You know what? To be very honest, let me just take 5 minutes to explain this point. Originally, when India wanted financial inclusion and we wanted that, you know, the places where banks could not reach, post offices, you know, could reach, and therefore India once upon a time expanded the network of post offices. Okay, now what happens, you know, one fine day, okay, now you know, okay, we expanded post offices. Now today, since we are becoming much stronger on the banking sector, we have also expanded the reach of the banking sector. But still guys, you know, in India, many people only and only trust government investments like NSC, National Savings Certificates, 2, Kisan Vikas Patra, 3, monthly income scheme, and 4th, if you remember guys, I told you there's a scheme for the girl child, Sukanya scheme, yaad aaya? Sukanya Samriddhi. And we've spoken on that, guys. We've spoken on Sukanya Samriddhi. So these schemes are post office schemes, and post office schemes have been very popular in our country since long time, and many people still today trust such schemes. But the problem was there was no interoperability between the post and between the bank. माने आपको बैंक से चेक निकालना पड़ता था, काटना पड़ता था और पोस्ट में जमा करना पड़ता था. पोस्ट में जमा होने को आउटसाइड बैंक का चेक 15 दिन लगता था, and you lose that valuable interest of 15 days. And supposedly when you want to withdraw that money, again the same procedure. The post gives you a check, then you deposit the check in your bank, and you know when the money comes to your credit. But today there will be, जैसे NEFT और हम RTGS, IMPS, UPI transactions कैसे करते हैं? In a minute. Do yes or no? We do that in a minute. Imagine now, because of this amendment, if it pass, and obviously normally such kind of budget proposals are technically passed, इस पे opposition होता नहीं है, but let me tell you कि at least all the senior citizens जिसका बहुत पुराना gratuity, pension, retirement का पैसा नेशनल सेविंग सर्टिफिकेट्स केवीपी में पड़ा है, MIS मंथली इनकम स्कीम में पड़ा है, रिकरिंग डिपॉजिट स्कीम में पड़ा है, सुकन्या समृद्धि में पड़ा है, वो लोग सब एक बटन दबा के पैसा अपने बैंक में भी भेज पाएंगे और बैंक से पैसा पोस्ट ऑफिस में भेज पाएंगे. सो दैट बिकम्स इंटरऑपरेबिलिटी बिटवीन द बैंक्स एंड द पोस्ट ऑफिसेस, बिकॉज ऑफ विच द होल फाइनेंशियल सेक्टर विल बी इंक्लूडेड इनटू वन. इज दैट वेरी क्लियर गाइस? आई होप ऑल ऑफ यू आर क्लियर विद दिस अमेंडमेंट. Anybody has any query, please ask me at that time. Okay, anyone wants to ask me anything on that point, on the financial sector, post offices going digital and interoperability between the banks and the PO, any questions on that? Absolutely no questions? Absolutely clear? Great. Very good. Okay. The second very important point which I want to mention on the finance sector. Very important point of the finance sector. Guys, first of all, you know, there was a lot of UN cry. Now listen to this point really, it's even interesting to all of you. There was a lot of UN cry before the budget that, you know, this budget, Nirmala Sitharaman may ban cryptocurrency. You know, ऐसा बात चल रहा था कि क्रिप्टो में इन्वेस्ट मत करो भैया, क्रिप्टो कभी भी बंद हो सकता है. यहाँ तक कि हम किसी को क्रिप्टो पे ज्ञान भी देते थे ना, वो बोलता था नहीं भाई अभी बच्चों को ज्ञान मत दो, you know, you never know that yes, cryptocurrency can anytime be bad. But you know, ban तो छोड़ो, they have said two important things which I wanna talk on today. One, the first proposal is that RBI will launch its own digital currency in the financial year 22-23. Yes or no? That you must have heard that. That is that now our country will have its own digital currency. Yes or no? Guys, did you hear that or not?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely yes. Okay, so that was one. That एक तो हमारी खुद की एक क्रिप्टो होगी. दूसरा, those who already have crypto, point number one, those who already have crypto, उनके लिए एक धमाल न्यूज है. धमाल न्यूज ये है कि आप क्रिप्टो को बेचो, प्रॉफिट करो, 30% टैक्स भरो, मत बेचो, गिफ्ट करो तो भी 30% टैक्स भरो. इमेजिन, मतलब यू गिफ्ट अ क्रिप्टो, you pay 30% tax, you sell the crypto at profit, you pay 30% tax, but whenever you make a loss, they will not allow, absolutely they won't allow you a set off. मतलब आपको लॉस को माइनस करने को नहीं मिलेगा. एंड देयर विल बी ओनली वन थिंग विच विल बी रिड्यूस्ड फ्रॉम योर सेल प्राइस, दैट इज द कॉस्ट ऑफ एक्विजिशन ऑफ द क्रिप्टो. उसके अलावा की कॉस्ट कोई माइनस करने को मिलेगी नहीं. लेट मी गिव यू एन एग्जांपल ऑन द सेम. सपोज आई बॉट अ क्रिप्टो when the price of the crypto was say 10,000. Listen to this carefully, guys. Okay, I bought a crypto for rupees say 10,000, and my sale price of the same crypto is say 20,000. My sale price of the same crypto is 20,000. So what does the government now say? कि हम सेल प्राइस में से तुम्हें सिर्फ कॉस्ट माइनस करने को देंगे, that is 10,000, and whatever gain you have made, this is the gain what you have made on crypto. Guys, we request all of you, not request, we order all of you to pay the tax at the rate of 30% flat. Is that very very clear? मतलब तुम 3,000 टैक्स भर दो. अब सेम बंदे ने 3,000 टैक्स भर दिया. ध्यान से सुनो, मजे की बात देखो. दिस हैपेंड ऑन अ पर्टिकुलर डे. कुछ दिनों के बाद किसी बंदे ने सेम इंसान ने 10,000 रुपए में क्रिप्टो खरीदा, और जब उसका सेल किया गाइस, उसने वो सेल किया 5,000 रुपए में. सेम बंदे की बात कर रहा हूं गाइस, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द सेम पर्सन इन सम डेज. अब इन दिस केस आपको लॉस हो रहा है बिकॉज योर कॉस्ट इज हायर देन योर सेलिंग प्राइस. सो व्हाट डज द लॉ से? वी विल नॉट अलाउ दिस लॉस एंड गेन टू बी सेट ऑफ. मतलब जिस ट्रांजैक्शन पे तुमने पैसा कमाया उस पे तुम टैक्स भरोगे. नेक्स्ट डे जब तुम ट्रांजैक्शन करोगे, लॉस करोगे ना, वो लॉस भी तुम ही भुगतोगे. आर यू गेटिंग दैट डेंजरस थिंग? नॉर्मली क्या होता है गाइस, मैं ये बोलता कि मैंने आज के दिन 10,000 कमाया, कल मैंने 5,000 नुकसान किया, तो मेरा नेट प्रॉफिट इज 5,000, सो आई शुड बी पेइंग अ टैक्स ऑन 5,000. एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट. कम ऑन गाइस, रिवर्ट.
Yes, sir.
But the law says no, we are not going to do that. The law says stop. I treat every transaction as independent. You make a gain, I tax you 30%, and you make a loss, you bear the loss. Is that very very clear? The second amendment was on the cryptocurrency. Everybody is clear? Anybody wants to ask me anything on crypto at this stage?
So, one question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
This would be on the cryptos which are mined and issued by RBI, or is it
No. This taxation is on all crypto. मतलब Bitcoin, Hail coins, etc. coins, whatever name, all cryptos to be taxed. And I guess you must have seen the memes coming up on the Instagram on that on such taxation. You see two faces. Before the budget you have a crypto and you make a gain and you are enjoying, and after the budget oh shit, there's a 30% tax, and there's a shocking face on the meme. I don't know how many of you must have seen that, but yes, there are a lot of memes coming up on this policy of the government of India.
So one question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So was it required to tax such a huge rate? I mean,
okay, Urja ask see now she is asking me मतलब तुम लोग ने तो यही समझ लिया कि अगला फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर मैं ही हूँ, बट वैसा नहीं है. बट जैसे उसने पूछा कि क्या ये ज़रूरत थी कि हमें उसको इस हायर रेट पे टैक्स करना चाहिए था. सो लेट मी रिमाइंड यू ऊर्जा, एक्चुअली इन आवर कंट्री द शॉर्ट टर्म कैपिटल गेन ऑलवेज टैक्स्ड एट अ हायर रेट देन लॉन्ग टर्म कैपिटल गेन, टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट. Now when I say short term capital gain means the trading part, when you buy something to sell, when you buy something to sell, Okay, now to be very honest, for a long part of this country, even on the short term capital gain of shares, forget about cryptocurrency, on share market, the equity markets, even when investors or traders used to make a short term capital gain, they were initially taxed at the rate of 30% for quite a number of years. This is the history of this country. So now crypto is new, and imagine, I believe that cryptocurrency पे अगर आपको tax लाना था तो I think so we are too late. We could have taxed it too much earlier. Are you getting that? पहले मतलब हमने मतलब you know, yeah, please go ahead. Nothing? Should I continue?
Sir,
Yes,
Yes, yeah, Geeta. One second, Shubham, I'll take your point. There is a question on YouTube by Geeta. That is on YouTube live session. She is asking me, will this also apply to the one RBI will release? Absolutely yes. You can't distinguish between the crypto by RBI and other cryptos. The tax rate is gonna be the same on each one of them, Geeta. So that was one question by Geeta on the live YouTube class. There is another on the Zoom by Shubham. Yeah, Shubham, please.
Sir, will it also be applicable on non-fungible tokens, NFT?
Absolutely yes, because they have mentioned the definition of digital currency. Since you asked me the question, मैंने फाइनेंस बिल में, उसलिए आज मैंने ना डिटेल में फाइनेंस बिल पढ़ा भी, जस्ट टू एक्चुअली मुझे मालूम था ये क्वेश्चन कहीं ना कहीं से कोई ना कोई पूछेगा. एक सेकेंड ना. नाउ दिस इज वर्चुअल एसेट का डेफिनेशन. See here, beta. Let me show you, and I hope everybody can see my screen. And I knew that this question will come up not by a student, but मुझे ऐसा लग रहा था ये मुझे कल या परसों तक कोई ना कोई पक्का पूछेगा. And that's the reason I had to read through the whole fine print today itself. Guys, it was a tough task to go through this 284 pages plus 40 pages of the budget speech on the same day in the afternoon itself and to speak in the evening class. समझ रहे हो ना कितना एफर्ट लगता है गाइस. 350 पेज पढ़ रहा हूँ मैं आज दोपहर को, है ना, और शाम को बोलना भी है, और मुझे पता भी होना चाहिए कि किधर क्या लिखा हुआ है. एंड वेयर गाइस, जस्ट नाउ व्हेन शुभम हैज आस्क्ड मी दिस क्वेरी, लेट मी कम टू द बी पार्ट. शुभम, सी हियर दे हैव डिफाइंड द न्यू सेक्शन 47A, virtual digital asset, in which yes they have said point number B, a non-fungible token or any other token of the similar nature by whatever name called will also be a virtual digital asset, and that will be taxed at the rate of 30%. So that was your query ka answer, Shubham.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so and jiske pehle I think so there was one question by I think so it was question, I don't remember, I think so it was by Urja, that all cryptos, yes, the answer is all cryptos. They have said any information or code or number or token generated through cryptographic means or otherwise by whatever name called will all be taxed under point number A. So 47A mein everybody gets a and this is a new definition which has come up by the law, that is a virtual digital asset. So completely a new definition has come up, and I have my personal views on the same. My personal views on the same is that आपने पहले ये बोला इतने साल तक you stayed away from crypto. Okay, इतने साल तक you stayed away from crypto. You said no, we crypto तेरे से मैं दूर रहेगा. थोड़े टाइम के बाद जब आपका आउटलुक बदला, आपको समझ में आया कि नो द होल वर्ल्ड, इवन द यंगस्टर्स, द यूथ ऑफ दिस कंट्री आर इन्वेस्टिंग इन क्रिप्टो, तो तुमने बोला नहीं अभी तो हमें अपना क्रिप्टो निकालना है और दूसरे का बैन करना है. फिर समझ में आया अबे दुनिया भर ने क्रिप्टो ले लिया, अभी क्या बैन करोगे? आपके कंट्री के एक एक नागरिक के पास क्रिप्टो है, अब बैन करोगे तो पूरा देश मारेगा. तो तुम्हें समझ में आया नहीं यार ये बात तो सही, अब क्रिप्टो बैन तो नहीं कर सकते, तो हम क्या करेंगे, हम टैक्स करेंगे. आर यू गेटिंग द आउटलुक ऑफ आवर कंट्री गाइस? आर यू एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड द आउटलुक ऑफ दिस कंट्री? पहले हमने बोला कौन क्रिप्टो, फिर हमने बोला नहीं हम तो नहीं जानते उस क्रिप्टो को. फिर आपने क्या बोला, नहीं हमारा भी क्रिप्टो, और हमने क्या बोला, जिसके पास हमारा क्रिप्टो दूसरा क्रिप्टो आपला माहित नहीं, और लास्ट में क्या बोला, किसी का भी क्रिप्टो पे द टैक्स टू अस. I believe we should have a clear policy of our country from the day one of the cryptocurrency, which we lacked. So that is, I guess, there is a policy lacuna from the central government side. I hope all of you must have understood that point. That was my opinion on the same. Now there were few questions.
There